All right, what is going on, everybody out there on the interwebs? I got sucked back in again to talk about some really shitty movies. Now, the real question is, are they going to be worse than the Fred trilogy? That is going to be the real question. And I think the answer is probably going to be, I don't know, you're going to have to find out. Now, it's just me and Dan this week, or not even this week. It's been what, 2 months, Dan? How long has it been since Fred?
Uh, yeah, before Companion and whenever Companion came out in January or February.
Yes,
So you can do the
Companion,
math on that.
the movie everybody forgot about already.
Important to note, Companion in relation to the Fred trilogy, right? You're a
Uh-huh.
Fred 3, Fred's Companion. There you
Yep.
go. Uh,
Yep. So now you
I also
all
like
have
how
a
you
reason to
started this
know
out
that
with
he is able to make a movie better than Fred 3. But
arguably.
I feel like this episode is going to prove the fact that you can possibly make a worse movie than Fred 3. But me and Dan have an idea of going through all these really shitty movie franchises that have had way too many sequels that they don't deserve to have. And we thought it would be an interesting show to do, I don't know, once every 2 months or so, dive into another franchise of some movies that have way, 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 way too many films in their franchise. And this week's episode is Bring It On, which we talked about that we were going to do during the Fred episode. But, this one has seven films. Universal pumped out seven Bring It On films from the year 2000 to 2022. One in 2004, 2006, 2007, 2009. They took an 8 year break, came back in 2017, and then 3 years ago, they did the last one, which they tried to do something different, but they didn't really succeed. But um, you watch the first film and you go, how the hell are they going to make six more of these movies? And who the hell is watching these? And sure enough, they made six more of these. So I'm not really mm, keen on why the hell they had to make seven of these movies. Like, because when you think about it, they all went to straight to DVD, obviously, and they couldn't have done all that well. What do you think, Dan?
I think that it's a symptom of the right time and right place because Bring It On is out in 2000. I think that's around time of the big DVD boom. People are getting PlayStation 2s. People are like, we're buying more stuff on DVD. So we have Bring It On again in 2000, what, four, I think it was, and then
Yeah.
one in 2006 or something. So you had like a good gap of time where people would just go to Walmart or Target or Best Buy, Circuit City, what be like, let's just go get DVDs, man. We're gonna make a collection. We're gonna go home and watch these, man. It doesn't matter the quality or not. It's gonna look good on the shelf. And and I also to point out, you started off the episode. You said you got sucked back into this, and I want to let the audience know this was completely Jeremy's
Oh
idea.
yeah.
So I don't know who's doing the sucking around here,
Well, if you
but
go back to
certainly
the 22 Shots episodes, I always have amazing ideas when it comes to shows, and I always love to do episodes of things that people usually never even bother to talk about, such as the Bring It On franchise. And I think next time we're going to do the Sniper franchise, which has like, I don't know, 12 or 13 movies, which is absolutely fucking insane that there's a franchise that has that many movies that nobody even probably has ever even talked about all at once. So,
it's a good
I
contrast between like the feminine Bring It On movies and more masculine kind of sniper movies. So we're getting everything for everybody, man.
yeah, I have a feeling that that episode is probably going to be a little bit more enjoyable to watch, even if the movies are shit. At least it's not the same plot over and over and over again, but I could be wrong. I bet you they
We
are the
don't know
same
that.
plot over and over and over again. Because it's just
It
like I
could
think
very
like the
much be the same
first
movie.
the first Sniper came out in theaters, and then all their other ones were straight to DVD, and they were all made by Sony, so they had to do all right. But that is
They're still making them
for,
too.
yeah, they're still making them, but that's for the next episode. We're going to be talking about Bring It On. Now, Dan, has this been your first dive into Bring It On? Have you seen the first film? I mean, the first film is kind of a bit of a cult classic. I know it's coming out on 4K pretty soon, but it's
Right.
one that seems to be quite engraved in the early 2000s pop culture. And I don't really understand why, but it's just the first time you've watched any of these.
Yeah, this is the first time. I mean, I think because it's around mid 2000s. Growing up with my sister, I think everybody's sister kind of has these like collection of movies that they kind of associate each other with of just films from that time of Bring It On or 10 Things I Hate About You or like late 90s, mid 2000s kinds of films that would play on ABC Family on repeat. Everyone's sister had the DVD somehow. I don't know who's giving them out, but they all had them. Couldn't tell you why. But I never actually watched it. I didn't know what it was about. I knew Kirsten Dunst was in it, and I couldn't tell you another actor that was in it. Interesting. Well, I don't know if we want to talk about the first film just yet, but interestingly enough, uh, with where the cast and crew went after this film could be talked about when we talk about the film. But no, this is the first time that I've seen any of these films, and I
Yeah.
assume the same thing for you as well.
Oh yeah, I have no interest to ever watching these movies ever again. And um I understand why I've never watched any of these, but somehow they became a thing. And maybe we could dive into it a little bit more as we get going through the franchise, if we could find out how or why these movies kept on being made. But let's get into the first movie, Bring It On, from the year 2000, directed by Peyton Reed.
Ever been to a cheerleading competition? We're the best. We have fun, we work hard, and we win national championships.
Maybe we should join the squad.
Push. Oh, yeah.
You ripped off those cheers.
We have a problem.
About what?
We're in trouble.
I swear I had no idea.
I know you didn't think a white girl made that up. We've had the best squad around for years, but no one's been able to see what we can do. But you better believe all that's gonna change this year.
Can we just beat these Buckies down so I can go home?
We might have to have a rumble.
We can't go to regionals with a stolen routine.
This isn't about cheating. This is about winning.
Enough! Now we finally have a chance to truly be the most inventive. Let's do this.
He went on to have a pretty okay career. He went on recently, he directed all three of the Ant-Man films. And then before that, he did Yes Man with Jim Carrey, which is, yeah. And then he did The Breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. So he kind of stuck in that teenage ooey gooey kind of film style until he made the Ant-Man films in 2015. But he really hasn't made too much stuff. So the fact that Marvel gave him a franchise is kind of surprising. But um,
Yeah, they
it's
get it's
not.
like when they hand out. I mean, I feel like when they hand out like these franchises to people, it's like you look at what they did with like Iron Man and stuff. Give to John Favreau, who he did, he was like writing and directing stuff, but not these big kind of like tentpole action direct. So
Yeah,
it's
you
interesting
wouldn't
looking
think
at
like,
Peyton Reed, who did like yeah, did like Down with Love, like you said, Break Up, Yes Man. So it's like give me Ant Man, why not?
yeah, it's just like who thought about, let's call up the Bring It On guy. He would be a good fit for this franchise. And the Ant-Man movies are fine. I'm not a huge Marvel guy, but um, the fact that he got hired for those movies is weird. Synopsis. A champion high school cheerleading squad discovers its previous captain stole all their best routines from an inner city school and must scramble to compete at this year's championship. That's pretty much the synopsis for every single one of these movies. Um,
Yep,
what did you
a lot of the
think?
same patterns repeat.
Yep. What did you think about Bring It On?
It's interesting watching this film now because with any first film that's kicking off a franchise or that would, lead off in a franchise, I'm sitting there wondering like what made this film kind of uh, such a I don't know if it's exactly a cult classic or not. I don't know if it did well financially, critically, but like what about this film kind of really made off into this franchise. And even as I'm watching this, I don't totally know. I think this is a very average film from the time. It's not overwhelmingly good or bad. It's very middle of the road. Script is a little rough. The plot is a little all over the place, but overall, very average. What about you, Mr. Freeman?
Yes, I feel like this movie is super, super average, super, super time stamped, did not age very well. If you didn't grow up in this time period, you're probably a lot of this stuff is going to go over your head. And I think you had similar thoughts when you were watching it with your girlfriend? You're like, what is going on with all these early 2000 shout outs that really doesn't age well to today? You got the PlayStation, you got the Game Boy, you got a lot of fart jokes, a lot of gay jokes, you got a lot of bunch of stuff that wouldn't fly today. And as I was watching this movie, like the first like 10 minutes has an interesting scene in the locker room where they're all freaking in their bras and panties, and you go, how the hell did this get a PG-13? Because today this shit probably wouldn't fly because everybody is too goddamn politically correct. But yeah, I just think the movie is super average, nothing to write home about. I don't really think the characters are really all that interesting. Kristen Dunst has a bit of charisma to her. This is pretty early on in her career, and you could tell that she is a young face in the business and just trying to make it. So I respect it for that, but like you said, the script is nothing really amazing to write home about.
Right. It's interesting looking with this franchise. Sort of because every these were all like each a couple years apart to kind of see cultural sort of reflection onto these films of sort of like the 2000s where I was telling you the brother is dressing like he's in like Blink 182 and they're playing like Sum
Yeah.
41. They're on, you get the more kind of like alt, kind of like emo, like hairstyles and outfits, and they're playing like other kind of music there. So it's interesting. This feels not overwhelmingly 2000, where it feels completely dated, the technology or maybe some of the dialogue that probably wouldn't fly away now. It's funny. I was reading a thing about a retrospect on this film. It's 25 years later, and they're about the progressiveness of the film, about how it was really progressive with its gay characters. And I have a scratch in my head because I'm thinking like all the gay characters in this, they call them all these terrible names and they're butt of the joke. So it's like, yeah, they're in there, man. But I don't know if it's a case for it's like they're championing them. It's sort of like it's low hanging fruit. But the fact that they're doing it anyways, it's like, all right, I don't some sort of like man, this film was really ahead of its time. It's like I don't know, man. I
I
think
don't
it
really
was
think it's
more
really
so
that
like
ahead of its time. I
I'm just
think it
basing
kind
off
of
the
is
article. I
like,
was talking about the
yeah, I think
yeah.
it's kind
No,
of
go
behind
sorry,
of
cut
its
off.
time. I think it's kind of behind of its times, to be honest.
Yeah, you
I
think
mean,
so? Like the dialogue and stuff.
yeah, yeah, that hasn't really aged very well. I don't think that
Yeah,
it would fly today. But even as the franchise goes on, even if you go all the way up to, you know, bring it on worldwide, hashtag cheer smack, that one has funny dialogue as well. So that's kind of the theme with these movies is they all have similar storylines, they all have similar dialogue, they all have the same jokes. They all have similar things to them that make them kind of all gel together in a unappetizing way to watch as a viewer if you're trying to watch seven of these in a row. Um, what did you think about the Missy character? I know you had some funny things to say about her and uh and her
which
character
was Missy
arc,
Kirsten Dunst or the other girl?
the
Oh, the
other
Eliza
girl.
Dushku character. Yeah, it was strange, man. I didn't totally. Her character was kind of making me scratch because she's supposed to be like the outsider kind of girl. She's not like the other girls, man. She doesn't wear these cheerleading outfits. She does her own thing, and she's got an annoying brother of a character played by Jesse Bradford, and she goes to audition, and they're calling her all this calling her some stuff I ain't gonna say on the microphone here, but they're calling her some not so nice things, man. And then they're like, "Oh man, that was cool. You're gonna, you know what? You can be on the cheerleading team. You're one of us." And then she's like, "Man, I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. Cheerleading's dumb." And I'm sitting there like, "Well, why the hell do you audition in the first place, man? Like, why do you
Yeah.
even go there? It's like, well, what do you get out of this?" And of course, her brother and Kirsten Dunst sort of get into the mix, and she's pulled back into it. And of course, her brother as well has his own past with cheerleading. So it's like all these movies I notice have this kind of like common. Well, they have a lot of common threads. But they always have that outsider character who's like, "I'm not like you guys," or "I'm bringing on again." It was the redhead, and like bringing on three
Yeah.
or four, the emo girl. It was like always got to have that character who's like, "I'm not like you guys," but damn it, man, I gotta cheer. I'm gonna join the team.
Yeah, and then like even like the boy that the main character falls in love with, he's always like an outsider, bad boy kind of a character in all these movies too.
Right.
When you think about it. So Gabrielle Union's character gets into the thread and she plays kind of the opposing cheerleader at local high school who Kristen Dunst's squad gets accused of stealing their dance routine, and they get into a whole feud about who is the better squad. Again, you see that in all these films, two squads feuding against each other, and you know
Always feuding,
that
man.
always
All these
feuding,
damn
and
squads.
I know it's just like where do they keep finding like all these people to be in all these movies? Because you can't have a cheer squad with three or four people. It's always like 12 to 15 people, and all of them have multiple squads in all these movies. So it's definitely a lot of people who have only been in a Bring It On movie and they've never been in anything else because of the fact that they're actually probably really cheerleaders in real life. And I'd be curious how they casted all these people to be in all these movies. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's mainly just two squads feuding the entire franchise. This isn't a poorly made film. I think the choreography is pretty solid. Is it the best? No, I think actually as the movies go on, the dance routines get better. It's probably the only good thing about these movies, but um, you know,
That's
I
a good point you mentioned as well, because going on with that, the ones that there's only one of them that I thought the choreography was kind of rough, and we'll get to when we get to it. But above all else, I mean, I'm watching this film, and those two things to watch out for. And you watch the dance, watch out for the extras because they're hilarious. They keep cutting to them. It's like some of them aren't even looking the right way. They're like looking off to the side and clapping. But
yeah
number two is that you get like you're getting all these. I can only imagine one, the choreography of having a whole dance routine in real life. That's a headache in and of itself. And two, to do it for a film where it doesn't look loosey above all else, yeah, the choreography, I don't know if they were using stunt doubles or if they're actually doing some of this stuff. I'm sure Kirsten
yeah.
Dunst and them probably aren't actually doing this. I'm sure later on they can play get real cheerleaders, but it all is impressive to say the least. I couldn't do it, man. If I did this, man, I'd my neck like that chicken Final Destination 5. So props to
Yeah.
them. They're athletic. They know what they're doing, but
I just want to go back to
that's
the
awesome.
point that you were talking about how they say the movie's like progressive, but like that car wash scene is not really progressive against women. I mean, they fucking sexualize those bitches like it's fucking insane. It's just like so there's the scene in the middle of the film
That
where
one
they're
chick
all
was
cleaning
watching the antenna.
cars. Yeah, they're trying to raise money and there's a lot of sexual innuendos during this car wash scene and um, you know, a lot of stuff that today would probably look down upon, but again, that's another scene that probably hasn't aged too well when it comes to the time.
They don't have sexy car washers anymore. And if they did, I might want to call the police because I'm watching this like, damn, these characters are high schoolers and they're walking around in their bras and panties and they're
Yeah,
like rubbing up against the car. And I'm like, I know the actresses are obviously over 21, but I'm thinking, good lord, man, this is
yeah,
high schoolers we're looking at, man.
you get back into that stepfather one routine where the girl's like
Yep.
14 and she's taking a shower, and you're like, what the morally wrong routine, which I've talked about before in the past, where you have a character that's being 15 taking a shower and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Right, right.
Okay, let's talk about the parent guide because I feel like when we did the Fred series, the parent guide was very amusing. So this was rated PG-13 for sex-related material and language. So, okay. Male
I will.
cheerleaders I've seen. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I will say as well with the PG-13 rating that all kind of have. They're not overtly crude or anything like too inappropriate,
No.
but it's bizarre that in all of them there will be like one or two sequences that get bizarrely like sexual. Like the opening of this film, they have that nightmare sequence, which is like a common thread in almost all of them.
Yeah.
And some of the dialogue is like, I'm not a whore. Guys want to touch my chest. It's like what kind of
Yeah.
goddamn routine is this? Who's writing this, man? But it's
Yeah,
not
it's
too bad,
definitely
man.
Yeah, but it's definitely weird. Oh man, male cheerleader uses his thumb to molest female cheerleader during a lift routine.
I didn't
Nice.
what? I missed that part.
Molest, that's a heavy
When
word
did he
right
molest
there.
anyone? In
Yeah.
high school?
The female cheerleaders usually wear outfits that expose the midriffs and belly buttons. No shit, they're fucking cheerleaders.
Yeah, I don't like wearing sweaters,
Uh,
man.
let's see. A teenage girl gets a bloody nose at a cheerleading competition. The blood is shown pouring out of her nose, and it is said that is a result of an accident during the routine. A girl vomits all over her coach's face.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
All right, here we go. Profanity, moderate. You see Missy give the finger in one scene. The lesbian slur is used multiple times. Many uses of the words fag, dyke, and whore. Profanity is a little strong for a PG-13 movie. Two uses of the word fuck, one muffled, the other one heard very clearly. There are several uses of the word shit, bitch, and ass.
When did they say
Uh,
fuck? I don't remember.
yeah, I don't remember either. But it's
Damn, I should
PG-13,
have
so
remembered.
the fact that
Yeah,
they
they
got
used up
away
the
with
one.
two. Well, one was muffled, the other one is heard very clearly.
Yeah, I guess the muffled one is
Um,
kind of like a soft where it's like, well, we can like maybe mouth it or not be as overt about it. Let's look at a PG-13 because
yeah,
they can be making this rated.
yeah.
Ain't no one gonna be seeing that.
Again, going back to the many uses of the words fag, dyke, and whore, that just shows you that the language has not very aged very well when it comes to this movie. But I feel
No,
like
no.
you can make a whole documentary about that, how those words are have progressed over time, because I know we talked about it all the time whenever we see a movie that uses one of those words in a way that isn't politically correct today. It always makes us giggle a
Yeah,
little
you're not gonna be
bit.
seeing like a mainstream film like that now.
Yeah, you don't really
It's
hear
funny to
you
rewatch
don't
The
really
Found
hear
Estate.
it. Yeah, I can't even remember the last
Oh, there
movie
you go.
that had any of those words in it.
Honora probably, but that was
Oh yeah,
who's
Nora.
saying like obscene stuff anyways. So that's about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really. Yeah, I can't think of any. But it's different. It's also a different time. It's 25 years later, so it's one thing to kind of laugh at, but like you can't be getting upset about this kind of stuff. It's sort of like I mean, really, it's just like a different time. It's like that kind of like it's like watching like Hostel or something like that. Getting mad at those characters. It's like yeah, I mean, there's it's 2005 and we
It's really
can't
bad in
compare it to
Hostel.
now. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But overall, Bring It On, again, I don't understand why it is such a classic movie, if you want to say, or popular film. But a lot of people seem to like it. But it's pretty much a basic cheerleader movie at the end of the day, along with some interesting scenes spread throughout it. You have anything
I will
else to
say what
say?
Yeah, one thing I do want to mention, one of the characters that I thought was really kind of one note, and they didn't really do a lot with the relationship, was Missy's brother, Cliff, played by Jesse Bradford, who you always got to have one of these characters as well, kind of like what I'm talking about with Missy, where you have, he thinks the whole thing's ridiculous. He goes to like a cheerleading, like a football game, and he's reading the damn Naked Ape. So he's not like the other guys, man. He thinks the whole thing's ridiculous. And, that relationship I thought was really flat. It didn't go anywhere. And what I thought was even more bizarre above all else is at the end of the film, of course, you got to have the bloopers. And they left in
Yeah.
one of the bloopers I thought was very peculiar, where Jesse Bradford, the actor, kisses Kirsten Dunst without her permission, and they left that in the movie. And I said, "Oh my gosh, they should not have put that clip in the bloopers, man. That was a bad clip." But
Yeah, but you got
yeah,
away with
very
it in 2000.
no, that's why it's so funny. They're like proudly like, "Oh, he's just look at him being so silly," and she's pulling her head away. She's like, "No, no, no." I'm like, "All right, you
Sexual
can't do
assault
that
is
shit."
okay in the year 2000.
You know what? It was 2000. We all got over Y2K. We had a moment of relief, so we can go
Yeah.
a little
She had to
crazy.
get the role
Um,
somehow.
hey man, and she got Spider-Man the next year,
Yeah.
and it worked out for her. She ended up being actually she did the
Because
Virgin
before
Suicides
this,
year
she
before,
wasn't
so
really in too many films. I mean, she was a little bit of a kid star, but she wasn't really into the mainstream until probably Small Soldiers, right? And then the
yeah,
Virgin
and Virgin
Suicides,
Suicides.
obviously, and
Yeah, I
Dick,
interviewed the vampire
which,
before.
yeah.
I never
Oh,
saw
Dick.
Dick.
Oh, Dick. I remember Dick. I remember seeing that movie at Blockbuster all the time and just laughing at the cover.
Did you ever watch it?
No, I just know it's about Richard Nixon.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I don't want to watch it. Then I thought it was about something else. I thought it was,
No, it's about
never mind.
Richard Nixon and
You're not gonna mention Gabrielle Union in the film playing the other
yeah.
character, Isis. And not a good name now, but as the lead of this other kind of cheer squad. How do you feel about Isis, Jeremy?
Uh, I
What do
think
you
the
think about the
whole
character
other,
Isis?
I think the whole other squad again is very what you expect uh, a school in a bad neighborhood to be like. I mean, uh, well, what's a good way to describe it? They're very stereotypical when you think of LA and uh, not nice neighborhoods. She's
Mm-hmm.
okay. I mean, she's better than
Yeah,
she
I
was
like
in
that
Breaking
character.
In.
Oh, I never saw Breaking In. I heard that wasn't very good.
Yeah, she was in a show called Game of Thrones.
Gay of Thrones?
Uh-huh.
The hell is that?
I don't know. It's just on her
Oh,
IMDb.
I thought you're making a joke. Yeah, no, here it's like a okay. It's a thing from Funny or Die.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Okay. Well, I'm sure
How many movies
that's
before this was she a I think she was a pretty established actress at this time.
well, she's from 10 Things I Hate About You, Love and Basketball, which I think is a very good film. A lot of TV stuff like Smart Guy. Uh, she was the mall girl in Family Matters, of course.
Oh, The
Mall
Mall
girl.
Girl. I love
Oh,
that
come on. I was
episode.
like, man, it's great.
Uncredited in
She's good in the movie.
1993.
Man,
Yeah,
I
she's
think
probably like the deepest character in the film.
yeah, it's interesting when we're talking about Bring It On 3 is that what I think a lot of the things that work between the dynamic of Kirsten Dunst's character and Gabrielle Union's character, I think is the total opposite in the third one, where I think that doesn't work at all between the different schools and like the racially motivated stuff. So stronger here, but still not great. But anyways, I knew you were trying to wrap it up. I won't go on forever with this, so you can say what you want to
Talk
say, and we
about
can.
for as long as you want, my man. Oh man, look
Oh
at this
man,
poster from Korea. Bring it on, and it has Kristen Dunst topless.
what the hell? That can't be true. What from the movie, like the scene where she has the pom pom over her
Yeah,
chest? Why
yeah.
would they put that on the poster?
I don't know because it probably was the only way to sell the movie in Korea.
That is true. I'm trying to find this poster because I don't. Oh my gosh, they really did do that. I found the poster.
Yeah,
That's such a bad poster. This looks like a bad sex comedy, man. That she's right in the foreground with the whole team behind her, and it's like a crazy wild movie, like a
yeah,
Farrelly Brothers movie. But
yeah. But the thing with these movies are that they only always have very attractive girls in it. That's the one thing I want to say about these movies that if you're a straight dude, you're gonna have probably an okay time to watch these movies because most of the time the girls in them are looking pretty good.
if you're a gay dude, the guys aren't too bad looking either.
That's
Something for
okay.
everybody.
They include you into the movies too.
Everyone's involved.
Everyone's involved besides JP. Anyway,
Not until what? Bring it on. What the hell
five.
is it? Is it
Bring it
five?
on five. Yeah.
Damn, you know more than I.
Because I pay attention.
I would never. I'm usually texting, playing on my phone, playing a video game, making food, taking a nap.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have
Yeah.
time for these damn bringing on movies, man.
All right. Bring it on from the year 2000. Movie that started it all.
The one that
What
started it all.
do you give it, Mr. Dan?
Oh, like a numerical rating or
Yes.
uh,
You have to do it.
I don't know, man. I have to do it. I mean, I don't know. Are we going out of 10 or out of five? Or out of five?
The 10.
Out of 10, I don't maybe like a five. It's all right. It's very middle of the road.
Average. I give it a 6. I think 6 is fair for Bring It On.
I didn't know
Um,
we were going to rate these, so I'm going to keep track. I'll write these down, and we'll see where we're
how do
at.
you not rate them? Haven't you listened to the fucking show in the past? The one episode?
What show? The one episode we did?
Yeah.
I don't think I rated the movies on there either. I think I said that ratings are stupid.
Yeah, well, ratings are stupid, but we're gonna do it anyway because it's hilarious as the movies go on what the ratings are gonna be. All
All right, you
right.
said six.
Yep, 6.
All right, 6 and 5.
6 and 5. Okay, going four
Okay.
years into the future. From the year 2004 directly to DVD, we have Bring It On Again.
New school. New squad. Who's gonna make it?
You suck so much, I can't stand you!
Who's gonna take it?
We're gonna form a cheerleading squad.
Most of my pieces involve anguish,
Who's gonna bring
a
it
competition.
to a whole new level?
In front of the whole student body, let them decide who's better, your team or mine.
Bring It On Again. Coming soon to DVD and VHS.
When new cheerleader students can't get onto their college cheerleading team, they form their own squad and prepare for a cheer off. Directed by Damian Santrofino, who has made such classic films as let's see what else. The Adventures of Pete and Pete. He directed 3 episodes of that. That's a good show. He did
It did Cinderella story.
Severed Ties from '92, which is a horror movie. and then he did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show, Clueless, the TV show. So if you guys could see the gist here, he is known for making directing things that are based on already previous IPs. Another Cinderella story, which Dan has already said, which is that a trilogy too?
It is.
Ooh,
The
ooh.
first one's with Hilary Duff, and then I think there's only three. I don't know if there's any more, but I would assume
Yeah, there's
so.
three. But it seems like he directed the second one and the third one.
Of
So that's
course.
going to be a theme when you Last Man Running. Aspiring actor Richie risks his neck and his engagement when he sets out to fulfill his long life dream of competing as a demolition derby driver. All right.
He
So,
also did Pure Country, Pure Heart, which I would always see that DVD of in Walmart, by the way, from 2017. But
oh, and
anyways,
he
go on.
directed Three to Tango with Matthew Perry, Nev Campbell, and Dylan McDermott. It's probably his biggest movie that he made, but
Have you seen it?
uh, no.
Okay.
But needless to say, this guy hasn't had the most luxurious career. I feel like that's probably going to be the key that you guys see as we talk about these movies is they hire people who don't really know what they're doing. But Bring
I
It
don't know
On
about that.
Again. Bring It On Again. What do you think about Bring It On Again? I know in my review on this film, it said it made me contemplate life. And I thought this movie, the acting in this movie was absolutely fucking horrendously bad. Like, probably the worst in the series until Bring It On 6, I would say. The fourth one is pretty shit. But this one, the main actress, Anna Judson Yeager, she fucking sucks. She has the same goddamn look on her face the entire fucking movie. I'm not violent against women, but I wanted to just punch her in their face. I mean, she just
What?
absolutely sucked it up in this movie. The only redeeming part is Trainer's in this movie for like 2 seconds, and
I
he's the
wrote
only
a note of
redeeming part.
that.
Yep, he's the only redeeming part of this movie. Um, yeah, I thought this movie was absolutely horseshit.
I
Um,
don't think it's that bad. I think it's the best sequel. I don't.
you're fucking retarded,
It's
bro.
what is worse than what is better than this one? And don't say the third one.
The third one and the fifth one.
Oh, that's insane. No, this one is like it's just a this one. It's not good, but I don't think it's like terrible or anything. It's just a bad. It's just a dumb straight to video sequel. You know,
I
it's
thought they
I'm
totally were gonna fuck the dean in this movie because that's just the kind of time period that they would get away with it.
to win the competition. They have to have sex with
Yeah, the old man dean.
the old man Dean Sebastian, played by Kevin Cooney from
Yep.
Austin Powers. But no, I mean, again, this emulates a lot of the points from the first one. The opening nightmare sequence. You
Yep.
have the competition at the end between the teams. This one is more of a generic kind of plot where it's two teams going off against each other, and one of the teams are at their lowest, but they get kind of the outsiders of this college because they're losing funding from like the theater program and the ballet program. So they get all these
Yep.
outsiders to come together to do their own unique kind of
Very unrealistic because I do not believe any of these people would be fucking cheerleaders or anything near cheerleaders.
who, the main
Poorly,
girl or the other ones.
the other ones. That's total bullshit.
Yeah, it's part of the fun. It's like you don't expect these people to be the cheerleaders, but
That's
actually,
sort of the fun. How could you say this movie's fun, dude?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm just saying that it's not as bad as the other ones, man.
But yeah, this one has another plot where there's a bad boy who the main character falls in love with, and the other cheerleading squad is trying to steal him away. Like Dan says, it hits pretty much all the same plot points from the first movie. Um,
I did think it was
but
funny. I don't know who the actor is, so I do apologize. There's one actor who it made me laugh out loud. He was too tall, and the camera never got him in frame. It would they would be talking to him, and it'd be like the top of his forehead, and then the rest of his body. I'm thinking like, brother, move back like an inch, and you're all set. But they do it like two or three times. I don't know the actor, but
yeah,
right off the bat, I'm like, man, the framing is just immediately off on this.
yeah, it's like God bored, like one shot. All right, we got it. Moving on. It's like this
That
the
door
scene
moved.
when yeah, the scene when she's fucking sitting in the bleachers cheering for the baseball team, and then all of a sudden they're all of a sudden good because she's cheering them on. It's like, oh, suck my balls, dude. Like It's so fucking lame and cringy when like all the people in the stands start like cheering, going, "Yeah, come on!" Because basically she's watching the school's softball team who absolutely fucking suck. But all of a sudden she starts cheering them on, and all of a sudden they start all of a sudden being good. It's like I don't think that shit works like that, man.
It's a little
Um,
bit of motivation that gets them going. You ever like you see like a bodybuilder lifting weights, they tell them one more rep, man, one more rep. It's the cheerleading kind of team that gets you going, gets you like, all right, man, we're the best.
no, man, they're not the best.
Some of the dialogue as well. They say the bomb diggity and the shizzle a couple of times, which states
Yeah.
itself right there. I mean, at least they're not calling other slurs, so that's a plus right there, man. And God, what the heck? I can't remember my handwriting here. How embarrassing. Yeah, the dialogue I don't think is out of touch, but I do think that there are occasionally it's like they'll just say like these kind of quips that are very 2004, where it's like when people are saying like faux shizzle, like white people
Well,
are
yeah,
saying
but I
faux
feel like
shizzle
that's like another theme of these movies
joke.
as we go on. They're very time sensitive when it comes to their dialogue. Like in the sixth one, they talk all in aim chat and all that stupid ass shit. Um,
It's funny, but because even by that one, they're already out of touch because they're talking. Well, we'll get to when we get to it. They're saying
yeah,
hashtags in real life, and I'm like, no one's saying that in real life.
yeah. But again, none of these actors really went on to do anything major. As the franchise goes on, you do start to get people who actually went on and had a career. But for the most part, none of the actors in this movie went on to do anything all that special. Like Dan said earlier, Kevin Cooney is probably the most famous person in this film who actually had a career as a character actor for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of TV for these actors. I was looking up their IMDb's after because the only real actors in this that were notable or that you're like, oh, like they're in this. It's usually not any of the primary cheerleaders. It'd be like one of the other characters, like one of the teachers or like one of the instructors or something. Because yeah, it's a lot of like TV for a lot of these people, and that's why I wonder how much they were cast because of their cheerleading ability. So I'm sure it's probably easier to get to train cheerleaders to be good enough actors for a straight to video movie than it is vice versa. Because you don't want to be like getting like a really good actress for this, but then you have her do the dances, and then you cut to like Terry Crews, as like her stunt double or something like that. It's just
Yeah.
not going to happen.
So this
I,
goes back
I, I
to the
assume that's
fact
what it is.
here are the goofs that are in this movie, going back to the fact that they probably didn't have much quality control. Um, when Wither is giving her speech to the new squad, her nose cards change from lime green to hot pink. Uh, at the end of the film, the Stingers come out to do the routine and get in position on the stage. Then the mascot comes out and the Stingers have vanished. When the mascot has finished, they are suddenly back. Da, da, da. Fractional
So the
errors
mascot.
when the cheerleaders fuck you, Dan. When the cheerleaders do their first performance at a game in front of the school, some of the cheerleaders wear earrings and necklaces. In real cheerleading, it's against the rules to wear any form of jewelry. Oh, suck my balls.
I mean, that's a good
Uh,
point, though.
really, that's a good point. Out of
I
everything,
mean,
that's the good point.
I would say that yeah, it's right there. You're not going to have a gymnast be wearing like chains or anything like that. You trip
During
and
the
you fall on your
softball
neck, and then.
during the softball game, it shows the infield filled with grass. Softball infields are all dirt, unlike the field in the movie. Who gives a shit? Who has the
That's a good
fucking
point.
time?
That's
Oh,
a good
fuck
point.
you. That's a good point. Here we go.
The softball fans watching it are not going to be happy about that.
Edited into Two Everything Too Terrible 2 Tokyo Drift from 2010.
What the hell is that?
It seems like a series of bizarre and amusing pieces of stock footage, television ads, and other things. All right.
Oh, okay. It's like a experimental film or something.
Yeah, but parents guide. PG-13 for some language and sexual innuendo. A couple kisses in the pool. Some of the cheerleaders are in bra and panties or towels in the locker room. Again, that's another theme with these movies. A lot of bra and panties. Whitter strips out of her cheerleading uniform to her bra and panties on the court in front of girls and guys as she quits the squad. No violence and gore.
No bloodshed.
Profanity. Nope. Mild profanity, mild alcohol and drugs. See, this movie's so popular that nobody even bothered to make a parent's guide for it. So that should just tell you.
Speaking of the party scene, I noticed that there was an audio hiccup that is only in that one scene, but it's like I don't know if the microphones are having an issue or what, but the main girl there, and she's talking, and there's like this crazy echo that it's like they're in a cave or something. I'm like, what's going on, man? And then like 5 seconds later, it cuts back to like the regular audio. So it's like they left up in of just like this, like it's bizarre,
Yeah.
but I noticed that.
So as you could tell, these movies aren't gonna do anything special on the technical front or the story front. I mean, basically, this is the same fucking movie as the first one. Has the same gags. Each one of these movies has a music video at the end of the credits when they're all the
Of course.
characters are singing. Every single one, besides the last two, have this. So a lot of them just carry the themes over from film to film. Um, this one's choreography is it's pretty okay. It's not awful, like we said with the first film. Um,
Off the top of your head, can you remember what song they were singing at the end of the movie during the music video?
it's one of the fuck. No, what is it?
I think it was "Hit Me with Your Best Shot." If I think
Oh,
it was this one. I asked you without any confidence. I was kind of hoping that you would just reassure me, but yeah, I'm like more than sure it was that.
no, because I forget everything that happened in these movies because I wanted to end my life when I was watching them. Uh,
By the time you get to like the
yeah,
third or fourth one, they start to blend together. So that's why, as I'm talking about it, I'm like, man, was this in the this one or
yeah. I
mostly confident in
hopefully,
my assessment?
yeah. Uh, I don't know. Anything else about this one?
No, not really. I'm not quite as down on it as you are. I think if they only did like this one, and then even like the next one after this, I don't think these would be like egregiously bad. I'm thinking about like compared to Girls 2, which is just like you're watching, I'm just like scratching my head almost constantly. This is more kind of like, 2004, you pick it up for your daughter at Walmart. It's like one of those kinds of movies. You like watch it, you go, okay, whatever, bring it on too. It's forgettable mostly, nothing too egregiously bad, but it's all right, you know.
I just can't stand bad acting. If you listen to the 22 Shots episodes, you know one thing I can't stand is bad acting, man. This movie is filled with absolutely horrendously fucking bad acting. So, 4 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, probably about the same. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. All
It's
right.
yeah, it's completely yeah.
Shit.
Anyways, speaking of shit, let's talk about Bring It On 3.
Yeah, bring it on. All or Nothing, in my opinion, probably the best sequel. Um, from the year 2006, Bring It On, All or Nothing, directed by Steve Rash.
I'm the cheerleader. I'm captain.
My old squad would have made yours look like newbies.
Prove it.
Yeah, show us what you got. But does she have the moves
Damn, vanilla latte got skills.
to win a place in cheer history?
Give it up for Brianna! Our winners get to join me in a TV performance shown worldwide.
Now, two teams are gonna push their skills to the limit and bring it to a whole new level.
You've lost your cheer sanity if you think this pathetic little squad can even compete with us.
He has directed such things as, so he's been a director for a while. 1978, he started with the Buddy Holly story, Son-in-Law with our good friend Pauly Shore. Have you ever seen fucking Son-in-Law?
Can't Can't Buy Me Love. It's a good film. No, I haven't seen Son-in-Law.
Yeah, Eddie, he did. And then he started his trip down the franchises of straight to DVD with another franchise that's going to be coming up later on down the line, American Pie Presents Bandcamp. So he did an American Pie film first, and then he did Bring It On, All or Nothing, and then he did the next film, Bring It On, In It to Win It. And then he went to Road Trip Beer Pong. So you could probably see the path that this guy is taking. And the last film he directed in 2012 was Crooked Arrows, which I remember the poster, but I have no idea what the fuck the movie is about. But
I think it's about lacrosse, to my knowledge.
yeah, again, another guy who hasn't done very much. Probably, what do you think his most popular movie is? Son-in-Law, probably.
I'd probably say Can't Buy Me Love. I think that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey and I'm blanking on the actress's name, but I know it's kind of like a maybe not quite like a cult movie, but when you talk about like 80s kind of rom coms, that's usually in the conversation. It's not a bad movie. It's kind of cute. Nothing great.
Kind of cute. What art? I bit my tongue there.
What are you going to, what? Yeah.
I'm, I was gonna be like a character and bring it on one, but I'm not going to.
Anyways, bring it on all or nothing. Jeremy, are you
Yeah, here's the
or nothing
synopsis.
on this one?
A transfer student to a rough high school tries joining the cheerleading squad, and she not only faces off against the head cheerleader, but against her former school in preparation for a cheer off competition. Now, I know you don't like this movie, Dan, but at least it has an actual fucking plot. I feel like the first two movies don't really have a plot. At least this movie has a story about Hayden Peretti. I can't pronounce her fucking name.
Yeah, you got it.
Uh,
Hayden Peretti. Exactly
Panettiere,
it.
sorry. Is that how you
There you go.
pronounce it? All right.
A Panettiere, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who, of
Hayden
course, is
Panettiere.
Kirby in Scream 4 and uh, other Scream movies.
Your
So
best
we're starting to
trooper,
get into
of
people
course.
who actually have a career. But at least this movie has a plot. We follow her character, her dad, uh, is it her mom who gets
You're asking me.
remarried? Yeah, I think her mom or her dad gets remarried. She moves from a preppy high school to the hood, and she has to join an African American cheerleading squad in the hood. And she basically, they go against her until she earns their respect. She ultimately earns their respect, and she goes against her old white preppy cheerleading squad that she used to cheer for, who, she used to look down on the African American school cheerleaders, but now she has to be one of them and saves the day and saves the school. And that's
The whites
basically,
win again.
yep. Down with the whites, up with the blacks.
I think one thing that I'll give this film, which I think you'll probably agree with as well, soundtrack. You
Yes.
got All American Rejects, Weezer, Rihanna, peak 2000 music, and I'm
Yep.
all for it.
This one has probably,
Good
like you said,
soundtrack.
an amazing, amazing soundtrack. Definitely, if you grew up in this time period like me and Dan, you'll probably appreciate the soundtrack. But like I said, this one actually has a fucking plot. I know you don't like it, but I mean, at least it is better than just, you know, uh, gags or one scene after another of jumble bullshit. At least this one has some kind of story to follow.
I think the big thing with this that turned me off more so than sequels. I don't know if this is actually the worst one. I think that's an exact. No, it is an exaggeration. We'll get to the worst one. This one,
No way.
I no, it's not the worst one. I think it's the one that one of them that I liked watching the least. Mostly because the characters I thought were really obnoxious in this. I thought that both Hayden Panettiere and the main girl, whose name I'm blanking on right
Solange Knowles
now,
Smith.
that's what for whatever reason IMDb was not loading the cast. So yes, Solange, I can't find it. Whatever you said. One note, I thought Hayden Panettiere's character is very ditzy, very silly. She goes to school and immediately is being sexually harassed. Then you have the other
I would sexually harass her.
Beyonce's daughter. Good Lord, Freeman, don't admit that on live air.
I just did.
The other character. She's she is her character. No, the whole movie, she's angry, she's angsty, for no real reason. Her teammates are angry and angsty for no real reason. They're all angry. I don't know what they're so angry about. They have here to help her with the cheer. And even at the end, when they supposedly are all friends and they win each other over, there's still this air of just like obnoxiousness from all these characters. I just really couldn't stand the characters in this. I thought they were all just completely unlikable, and I just didn't like watching any of them.
I'm
Although I
curious
do
if she
like
got.
the
I
one
wonder if she
character,
got
maybe.
heroes because of this movie.
I thought Heroes was on when this was on. Maybe not.
I think it came out
Was
right
this
before. They
five?
probably
Maybe?
filmed. It was probably already shot, but
Yeah, I wonder if it's just a coincidence or not that she plays like a cheerleader on that. So
yeah.
okay, same year. So they probably filmed this around the same time, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you can be the cheerleader in this too."
But yeah, I think she probably, besides Kristen Dunst and I mean, probably even Gabrielle Union, she's had the most successful career out of anybody in these movies. Um, she's been in a lot of stuff.
But what was the last thing she was in besides the last Scream?
Let's see. Amber Alert from 2024, which I unfortunately saw in theaters.
I don't even know what that
Trash.
is.
Scream 6, and then A Breed Apart from 2025 has a 3.2 out of 10.
Interesting. I
Um,
don't know any of these
a
movies.
rebel seeking abandoned dogs on a remote island finds itself in a harrowing situation filled with terror and adrenaline fueled. I've seen this. This is the one where the dogs look like total ass. Like they CGI'd all the dogs. Have you seen the trailer for it? I think
No, this
I gotta
is.
send you the trailer, but like the dogs look
Yeah.
like total shit. I can't remember where I saw it, but
What are the dogs going after them or something?
yeah, it's like a killer dog movie on this island. Oh, guess who put it out? You're never gonna guess.
Uh, Full Moon. I don't know.
No, the other one who
I don't
releases
know.
movies that
Who?
don't make any money.
SRS.
No, Lionsgate.
All right. Why would I have guessed that?
Because they make no money.
They go to theaters at least.
I guess. I don't know. This one went to theaters. I swore maybe I saw the trailer before. I don't know. I've seen heard about this movie, but yeah, she
Okay,
probably
you know more than I.
has had the most successful career out of anybody in these movies. But again, very similar plot. You know, she goes to this school, she falls in love with a boy, feuds against her old squad, and they
Their old racist
basically,
squad.
yes, they're
Their old
very
squad are
racist.
all just racist. They get to the other school. What's one of the lines I wrote? It was Arby and her Wu Tang clan. Like,
Oh
what the
yeah,
hell does that mean?
this movie has a lot of all these movies have a lot of very racist things going on, and you definitely hear it later on down the line in some of these other movies. But like I said,
She
I
also
give
drives
it
a Beetle,
credit. She does drive a Beetle. I give it
like
credit
in the first one.
because it at least has a fucking plot and it at least has something that moves it from the beginning to the end. Where I feel like the other ones don't really have much of anything going on plot wise. So I do give it credit in that department. All right. Parent Guide for Bringing On All or Nothing, rated PG-13 for sexual humor and language. Sex and Nudity, 7 out of 14. A male African American teen asks a white teen if she has any black in her. When she denies it, he asks her if she would like some black in her, suggesting sex but played for shock humor. Brittany's
I like
boyfriend
the
says,
clarification there.
yeah, I want to see her naked at the dance. Brittany and her boyfriend quickly kiss. Brittany refers to herself as a virgin. Winnie says that her and Brad had sex. A man slaps Brittany on her butt. The Crenshaw Heights cheerleaders do some moves that are illegal because of suggestive gestures. Brad tells Brittany that he got them a room. Winnie does some suggestive dancing in front of Brad. Brad looks at his crotch and mouths profanity and then crosses his legs, supposedly concealing a erection. That's
A
about it.
erection
N reaction. A reaction.
and
Uh,
good Lord, Freeman.
Brittany grabs the testicles of a male student and squeezes them, causing him pain and embarrassment.
I remember
Uh,
that part. It hurt everybody.
Profanity. 5 uses a suck and 2 uses a bitch. Brittany and her old squad says crude things about the African American kids at Crenshaw Heights High School. 2 uses of damn it, as well as Winnie calling Brittany a cheer whore and a cheer slut. Brittany calls the security guard perv. 3 uses of hell, 6 uses of ass, 1 use of the N word, 1 damn, and lastly, Amber calling Winnie a slut, respectively. Where the hell did they say the N word in this
Yeah, I
movie?
was just going to ask that. Did I miss that? I
But
don't
you
know
probably
when they
didn't
said
say the
that.
actual word.
Yeah, I have
Um,
no idea.
Amber says what the fuck during the face-off scene in the finals. Um, there are 2 scenes of a school dance where students appear to be holding beer glasses. It is unclear if they're beer or just soda.
Well, does it
Okay.
look like soda? What the fuck kind of thing is that? What the fuck?
They're in high school, Dan. God.
No, but I'm like, for like when they say we don't know if it's beer or soda, it's like, well, what do you mean? What does it look like? Is it
Yeah.
yellow like piss, or is it black like not piss?
Is this the one with Rihanna, or is it
Of
just her
course, it's the
singing
one with
at the
Rihanna.
end?
what the bad girl, she goes up to Rihanna and says that the black people are acting too ghetto. Why would
Yeah,
you even say that to her? Like, was she not
because
going to
she's Rihanna.
agree with you? No,
Did
Rihanna
she
didn't
agree
say
with
that. The
her?
other girl did.
Ah. Yeah,
This movie is
the whole
nonsense.
plot, yeah. The whole plot of this movie is they're all competing to be on on tour with Rihanna. Rihanna's gonna bring the whole squad who wins this competition on tour. Rihanna's a whole centerpiece of this movie, obviously, because they probably wanted to try and sell the movie. And they're like, hey, let's get Rihanna. She's sort of up and coming and popular. Let's have her be the center point of the film. And that's basically what they're doing. They're trying to win a competition to become backup dancers for Rihanna in a music video, which you see during the end credits, of course.
Rihanna, of course, the star of Battleship and the upcoming One Battle After Another. So people may know her from that. And she's also a musician and made some songs.
She's a musician. Wow, Dan, thanks you for that amazing tidbit of information. I was not aware of that.
She is mostly known for her acting. She also Super Bowl, in case you were not familiar. But yes, she is also a musician.
Oh,
Now you know.
I think it's that pregnant bitch at the Super Bowl who sang.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was she pregnant?
I think
I don't
so.
know. I didn't watch it. I don't watch halftime show.
Who doesn't watch the fucking Super Bowl halftime show?
I'm busy. I'm making wings. Get some bands that get I don't know. Get like I don't know Skinner or something. Get like
I don't know. I got chewed out for
Metallica.
not watching the rap one.
What
So
the last one?
no, the one with Eminem and then I forgot who else was in it.
I couldn't tell you.
I know. That's why I got chewed out because I was like, I don't care.
I didn't watch the last one. I never.
Why can't they get fucking Metallica?
Yeah, get like I don't know. Get like a Megadeth or get someone, man. I don't know.
Somebody who's
Slayer would be cool.
popular.
Get I don't know who's like a popular like rocker hasn't played the halftime show.
Lenny Kravitz. There you go. Get Lenny. He'll be good.
Get the Elvis Hall.
Anyway,
that'd be cool. We have a hologram on stage.
Bring It On, All or Nothing.
And for the music video too.
Yeah. With Rihanna, which I already said about 5 minutes ago. Dan,
you didn't say any of the
fucking
music
dumb.
video. You said that she was in.
She was in a music video sang by Rihanna, which is also in the end credits. Roll it back, Jamie. You'll fucking see that shit.
All right. Anyways,
Oh yeah, and I love that she's talking on like a singular phone. Like that's such like 2006. Singular.
Oh yeah, they all got flip phones.
Yeah, they all got flip phones, but like, you know, seeing singular logos is still hilarious to me. Because obviously,
I will say I don't know if it's this one. I don't know if it's this one, but there was one part where somebody records a video on their Razr or on their flip phone, and it does actually look like they recorded it off their phone. Because sometimes you'll watch a movie and a character's like recording off their phone, and it's just the camera, like the film camera they're using. They put like a fake like recording, logo
green
on
screen.
it. But this one or whatever one it was, they actually used like a real phone. So like they at least did that, which is something that you take for granted, But
yeah, because when you watch modern films where they try to portray silent films and they look high def with correct frame rate.
I was just about to point that out. I'm like, anyways, you can beat to it. There was something else I was watching recently where, it was like they were like watching a movie. They were watching like an old movie. It was like a recent one. I can't remember what it was. I remember being like, damn, they still haven't like gotten that down. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
But yeah,
All or Nothing.
Bring It On, All or Nothing. My opinion, the best of the sequels because it actually has a story and it actually has some level of talent in the acting department, even though Mr. Dan doesn't think so. I give this one a 6. Fuck you, Dan.
Oh my gosh. You're putting it on par of the original?
Yes.
Good Lord, Freeman. I'm cutting that in half. I'm giving it
a 3? You really think this is a 3 movie?
It's not a 4 because it's not on par with the second one.
You're fucking
and it's
stupid,
not god awful.
All right.
You gave this a 6. Are you crazy, man?
Let's talk about the next movie that actually made me want to commit suicide. Bring It On, In It to Win It.
Bring It On is back with an all-new movie. The Sharks know they're the best cheerleading team in the country. The Jets know they're the best cheerleading team in the country.
I love the smell of hairspray in the morning.
But only one can win the All-Star Championships.
Hail to the year. Let's bust some East Coast cheer attitude.
Two teams. Two captains.
How does it feel to be the center forward for losers?
One passion.
You need to stay focused. Stay in the cheer zone.
Chill, Ma. It's only cheerleading.
Now, to be the best.
Neither of you have enough team members to compete now.
Two rival teams will have to come together.
Now you gotta bring it.
And work harder than ever before. Because they're in it to win it. And their only hope.
Oh my gosh.
Is to bring it on.
A double dragon crossover, huh? No one's ever done that before.
From the year 2007, again directed by Steve Rash. Yeah, this movie really, really, really made me want to end my life more than anything. Um, Bring It On, In It to Win It from the year 2007. At Camp Spirit Thunder, high school cheerleaders compete. The red team slash Sharks Cutie Carson and the blue team slash Jets Hunk Penn are in love. Does that make them arch enemies like the Sharks and the Jets? Yes, basically this is a fucking West Side Story parody. And is this the one that's shot at Universal? Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They shot it at Universal and the Hard Rock Cafe, and they make sure you know this because they show those logos about 5 times each.
Yep. You just had to know what studio made these movies. And now this movie is one that hasn't aged very well. In the other main cheerleader who's like the arch nemesis, she's like fucking Paris Hilton orange in this movie. She has to be the most obnoxious fucking character in the entire franchise. I mean, oh God, this movie fucking sucks so fucking bad. It's absolutely a chore to watch. Like no redeeming qualities to this movie. Um, and the fact that they tried to do this Sharks and Jets West Side Story bullshit just makes me want to jump off a cliff even more. And they have this cheerleader coach that's cheering them along, and she's absolutely fucking annoying, a Dolly Parton wannabe bitch. I mean, this movie.
What?
She talks about
Dolly Parton.
The spirit stick, and they lost their spirit stick, so they're gonna have bad luck.
Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned the goddamn spirit stick, man. That's a pivotal part of these last couple movies.
Yes, the spirit stick. If you drop the spirit stick on the floor, you have bad luck. Oh,
and it
God,
becomes a crucial point. And they can't. The spirit stick
disappears.
Law at one point, and it's a mystery. They're like, who took spirit stick? So they got to work together to figure it out. One of the central kind of issues I have with all these films across is that the romance, the love story in all of them feels very underwhelmed. Even in the sixth one, they give more time, but it still feels underwhelming. And here, I think because it is doing a riff on West Side Story, the love part should have been way more invested, but it wasn't. It was really undercooked.
You want to know the difference between this movie and West Side Story? They could act in West Side Story.
West Side Story is also a musical, and this is just a cheerleading film. You know, I hope you realize that. Who knew? Is West Side Story Universal? Is that Warner Brothers?
Oh, that is Warner Brothers.
That's weird. They did a West Side Story thing if it wasn't their film.
But it's like, of course, the arch enemy, the Sharks and the Jets, had to join together for the sake of the competition and save the day. So the two squads have to get along. And basically every single other plot point of the first three fucking movies, minus the fact that everybody in this movie is absolutely horrendously awful. The emo chick is the only one that's semi good looking.
What about her acting?
She's okay.
All right. Is she only okay because you find her attractive?
I do find her attractive, yes.
Again, very 2007 when this came out.
I have a heartbeat for a girl who has bangs like covering her whole forehead, like every girl in 2007 had. Again,
this one as well has
this girl,
a very 7 soundtrack.
Kristen Koppel, who plays this emo goth character, hasn't done anything. She is now a what is she? Here's her LinkedIn, a Florida field director at Generational Opportunity, which is a national, nonpartisan, nonprofit, liberty-loving organization that engages and educates young Americans, enabling them to make a difference in their lives and communities. There you go. So she obviously was like, fuck this acting, I'm out of here. Uh,
Of course, you got Ashley Benson in this one, who was in Spring
yep,
Breakers,
yep.
Pixels.
She's again, she kind of had a career.
Kind of. She's I think I never watched that show Pretty Little Liars, but I think she's like a main character on that, or she's like a part of that show or something. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
says she was
she's
in
no, she's I
160
don't think she's like
episodes. So.
awful. Okay, I don't know. I don't think she's awfulness. I just don't think she has a lot to work with. I don't think she's a bad actress. Uh,
The other chick is way
it's just yeah,
worse.
just undercooked.
The other
Yeah,
chick is way worse.
yeah, I think she's worth it. I don't think anyone's like awful. I think it's just like
Oh,
just questionable. To.
I think everybody sucks in this movie.
The
And the main
the
guy
dance
that she
routines
falls
and
in love with totally thought he
yeah.
loved cock. Totally thought he loved dick.
Why do you think
He just looks like a guy who would love dick.
the movie Dick with Kirsten Dunst and Michelle Williams?
He has that fucking like gay mohawk thing going on.
It
Like,
was 2007. It was a very metrosexual time for
yes,
everyone.
he's very metrosexual. Definitely love the cock, in my opinion.
The of all the films, this is the one where I think the choreography is the because they have the scene where they're like running down this like alley and they go into this lot and the choreography there was really stood out because everyone looks kind of uncoordinated. They're all just running, not really like in a pattern. And then even when they have the actual like dance numbers, which in this one it's really less of cheering and more of just straight dancing. But it was at the beginning they have like their like cheer off between each other and they're just saying like Jets, we're the Sharks, Jets, Sharks. And it's just like that's all it is. It goes on, and it all feels kind of uncoordinated, not the strongest put together. This one really kind of just lumbers along. I don't think it's ever boring, but I don't think it's ever all that interesting.
Oh,
It's
I don't find
very.
it interesting at all, bro.
I didn't say it was interesting. I just said it was not
You
boring.
just said that it was not interesting.
I
Literally
said it
just
was
said
not
that.
interesting. Whatever. My point is, I don't think it's like as awful as you say it is. I
Again, I
think it's
just
just
think it's a
crappy.
fucking, they're like, oh, we need to promote our theme park. Let's make a Bring It On movie and
That's what it
have,
feels like.
yeah, let's have it sprinkled in them taking place. This must have been a bitch to shoot there, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And what do you? Because I know you want to. What do you want to comment about the roller coaster in this one?
Oh yeah, they totally fucking don't have the roller coaster name right. Pissed me off. It's like you have the rights to the theme park and all the logos and everything. You can't even name the roller coaster what it's actually called. I go suck a bag of dicks.
What if
Uh
they accidentally said the wrong name? It wasn't like the right thing. They thought it was called something else.
yeah, the ride in real life is called Dueling Dragons, and in this movie they call it Double Dragons. It's like it's fucking stupid.
Double Dragon,
Uh
of course, is a
this
Nintendo
one
game.
this one does not have a parent's guide. Guess we have to create it.
What's inappropriate in this movie, or what's concerning for a general audience?
Let me see. The trivia. The spirit stick used in this movie is the same one used in the first film in the series, Bring It On. So there's finally something that has a continuity between the franchise. These
This
movies,
one also has a dream sequence, like the in the opening. Got to mention that as
yep.
well.
And it also has a music video sequence at the end.
Of course. And
Yep.
what song they to at the end?
What is it?
I don't know. I was asking. I don't remember.
Why the fuck are you doing that, Daniel?
You remembered it.
No, I don't
Um,
remember anything about any of these movies
you're doing
besides the
good. I
fact
mean,
that I
you know,
sat there and watched them.
yeah, it's almost like a missed opportunity. What they could have done if they really want to show off the park is you could have had this like cheer squad go to you could even do the West Side Story thing. I don't even think that matters, but like show off more of the park, show off like this and that. Instead, it was almost like they
You
only
know
had
what
a
they should have
couple
done? They should have
locations in the
been like,
park.
"Hey, look it, there's the spirit stick in front of this roller coaster. Somebody go get it." And they go get it and they all get fucking reamed by the roller coaster and they die and
It
the
turns into
movie's
Final
over.
Destination 3. 'Cause- 3. 'Cause- 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 What year was this? 2007. So a year.
2007.
Okay, so Final Destination 3 was 2007, right? Or was that 2006?
Let me see.
I think 2007. Or no, maybe it was
2006.
I knew it.
You should know.
Anyways,
You're the one who wants to fuck that franchise.
did you see Bloodlines yet? I don't remember. Did I ask you?
And I'll see it tomorrow.
Oh, cool. All right. Oh, never mind. We'll talk about it.
But yeah, bring it on. In it to win it. Please murder me. 3
So
out
the
of
full
10.
title? Uh, it was watchable.
What did you give it, a 4?
Yeah, I gave it a 4.
How is this better than the last? You're fucking retarded, dude.
Yeah, I liked it better than All or Nothing. I
No one's
couldn't
going to
stand
be
the characters
listening
in
to
that
this
one.
episode anyway, so who gives a shit? You're retarded.
Yeah, I should. It's just my girlfriend and anyone else who wants to make
Yeah.
it to the first 5 minutes and then turn it off.
All right.
That's all right.
Moving on to the next movie from the year 2009. Bring it on.
It's called?
It's called Bring It On. I Don't Speak Taco Bell Menu. No, it's called Bring It On. Fight
that
to
is
the
the title.
finish.
When Avery's mean to you, it means she sees you as a threat.
Looks like Dora the Explorer has a new pal.
What a sheer embarrassment. You're losers.
If we was surrounded by all these people back home, what would we do?
Use our white voices.
The only way we're gonna shut Avery up is if we beat her on our own turf. I've got an idea. Gloria got this gym to sponsor us as all-stars. All we gotta do is combine Sea Lions with East LA, and we could become a dream team. When I grow up, I wanna be famous, I wanna be a star, I wanna be a movie. Let's take them on for real.
I'm Juliana Rancic here for E! Entertainment News at the All-Star Spirit Championship.
From Universal Pictures.
Get ready for one of the fiercest cheerleading competitions you have ever seen.
Now let's do this.
Directed by
What is the plot?
Lena Cruz and her family moves from the urban streets of East Los Angeles to the sunny beach town of Malibu, where at her new school she attempts to beat competitive cheer coach Avery in the Spirit Championships. So basically, it's the same fucking plot as the third movie. You just take a white chick going to a black school from a Mexican chick going to a white school. It's the same fucking plot. Directed by Billy Woodruff, who went on to make such classic films as again, a lot of TV episodes from these guys. He made all 3 Honey films, which might be a future episode in the future. And he did Beauty Shop with the master actor Queen Latifah.
Drumline, A New Beat, of course.
Yep. So a lot of
music videos here.
African American based films.
Addicted. You remember when that came out? 2014.
Addicted? The hell's that?
It's like a thriller. I remember it came out in theaters around here. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Who's in it?
Who's that? I couldn't tell you. I'm not looking up.
Okay. Bring It On. Fight to the finish. So like I said, it's basically Bring It On 3, but you just switch from a white school to a black school, from a Mexican to a white school. It's basically it.
And the beautiful smog of
Los Angeles
prominently because
with some of the worst green screen you have ever seen in movie history is in this movie towards the end of the film. Just absolutely top notch.
Oh yeah,
10 out of 10 green screen. You forgot about the one thing that you wanted to fucking talk about when it comes to this movie. You fucking suck more than I do.
Because when you said green screen, I'm like, I think they shot it on location. I'm like, oh wait, no, the ending. Yeah, no. Why is they go to Malibu, and Malibu's all nice and sunny, and they go to LA and it's all dumpy and brown.
Yeah, and then they go to and at the end of the movie they go to London, and it's just like they shot it in front of a green screen, and
it's almost like why they even put that in the movie. Just don't do it, you know?
Because they couldn't have the budget to fly to fucking London to shoot 2 shots.
That's what I'm saying. Just don't do that, or just like make like a fake set, and then there you go. You're in London, yeah.
No, but that costs money too.
All right.
All right,
Uh,
so very much like the third film, you could probably guess what I think about this movie. It's not as good, but at least it has a fucking plot that gets you from point A to point B. Where I feel like the last movie absolutely has no plot that brings you from point A to point B, but it's the same exact thing as the third movie. Um, There, like I said at the beginning, there is a line where the main white cheerleader tells our main character, "What are you saying? I don't speak Taco Bell menu." Yes, that's an actual line written by somebody in a motion picture in the year 2009. I'm sorry, I don't speak
explain
Taco
to the
Bell
audience
menu.
why that joke makes no sense.
Because the Taco Bell menu is in English.
Exactly. Yeah, it's almost like if you're gonna, you should have just said you don't speak Taco Bell, not Taco Bell. Like
Or how
of
about
all
I don't
places, are
speak
menus. I don't get
Spanish
that.
or some other racial slur that I'm not
Yeah,
going to say.
be racist more clearly. You know, the Taco Bell menu, it doesn't make sense.
Who came up with the
This
idea
one,
that says, you know what, this is a good joke. I'm gonna say I don't speak Taco Bell menu. Who the fuck comes up with that shit?
who the fuck came up with Hip Hop Girl and her Wu Tang Clan? I mean, all
I
these
don't
characters are
know.
horribly racist, but they didn't just don't even say anything clever. It's like doesn't.
This movie is very racist. I think it's the most racist one out of all of them. Like
How so?
The Spanish stereotypes in this movie is like exactly what you think about, low riders and
Disgusting to
uh
say that.
yeah, low riders and the Spanish characters are up to no good. They're hoodlums and
Mm-hmm.
it's
They're playing
when
the horn on the car plays La Cucaracha in the
yeah,
Low
like when
Rider.
they like go to they go to a cookout and the main white girl looks at the other girl wrong and they're like, don't look at her like that or they're gonna beat you up. It's a lot of
Yeah, that scene was bizarre because it's like I couldn't. It was supposed to be comedic. It's like not really a joke there, and if it's supposed to be like, oh, we don't like it goes on for like too long. Where when it's over, it's just like, why was this even in the movie? It's like a bizarre scene.
yeah, and it seems that is a very bizarre scene.
It's I thought it was like a joke or something. I thought the girls would be like, "No, we're just messing with you," you know. But no, it's
Yeah.
like they were serious. Like, yeah, don't look at us. It's like what?
Yeah, because if you look at us wrong, they're gonna come and they're gonna shoot you because that's what people in the hood do. They shoot you.
She should have said, "I don't speak talk about menu."
Yeah, I think her stepsister absolutely sucks ass. Like she has the same facial expression on her face the whole fucking movie. Absolutely awful.
She's trying
Um,
to learn how to dance, and she just can't do it. I mean, she's in the yard. Also, I gotta say, everyone in these movies live in like mansions. They go home and they're all living in mansions. I don't know who, but yeah, the actress Holland Roden plays the character Sky, and I guess she is on the Teen Wolf show. I did not recognize her, but I have her
100
IMDb up
episodes.
right here
Teen Wolf had 100 fucking episodes.
in a movie. Apparently,
That's insane to me that show made it to 100 goddamn episodes, 6 seasons. Crazy.
I know, right?
And she was in the
Um,
piece of shit Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions.
oh, I fell asleep during that in
The first
theaters.
one's actually pretty good.
First one's all right. The ending's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I thought they definitely left it open for another one, but
I don't even remember the
um,
second one, honestly. Like I barely remember anything
yeah,
about it. First one's like
I
watchable. It's all right.
yeah, the first one was actually not too bad. I actually kind of like the first one. But
It's almost like yeah. No, we'll move on.
Rachel Brooks Smith, who plays the competitor cheerleader who says, "I don't speak Taco Bell menu." Again, very 2009 looking. She played the party girl in The Nice Guys. Um, so if you want to see her in different things, you could see her in Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star
That's
and
good.
Legend of the White Dragon and Psycho Stripper and Nightmare Shark and
Are any of
Chalk
these
It
directed
Up.
by Cool Duder?
No, because this movie actually came out.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
My
But yeah,
copy of Desert Fiend says otherwise.
she hasn't been in anything of say as a main actress, but yeah, she sucks ass too in this movie. She's
I
very
don't think she's that
attractive.
bad.
Very attractive.
She's cute. That's why I was like, man, where have I seen her? And I guess I haven't seen her anywhere. So I guess I'm mixing her up with somebody else. But Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, it's just kind of one note with a lot of these characters. Kind of like a running theme with the series as well, is that the characters are very much their not so much their personality, but so much like what they are on paper. Like she's kind of ditzy and clueless, and that's really her character. She doesn't really have like a point to like kind of overcome anything besides girl being like, "Hey, I know you're struggling with dancing. Let me show you this." And she's like, "Oh, I
Very
got it
odd,
now."
like how her
There's
friends
not
just
like I
like
think
show up, how her friends show up and they're like, "I'm gonna move into your house." It's like it's fucking weird.
yeah,
But yeah, it's
yeah.
like okay,
They just show up and they start yelling. They're like, "This is a really nice house." It's like they're all yelling and screaming. That poor dad's like, "Damn, man, I'm in a house full of screaming women. I got out of here."
yeah, it's very odd how they just
Um,
decide to show up.
there's enough space for all of them. They all live in mansions. Uh, this one did. I don't remember if this one opens up with a dream sequence or not. I know one
Yes,
or
it
two.
has a
I
dream
don't remember
sequence
if
in the
this one
middle of
did.
the movie this time around.
I'm talking about the opening.
No, it doesn't have it in the opening, but there is a dream sequence in the middle of the film, and it's
Um,
the last use of the music video at the end. I couldn't tell you what they're
what
singing, so don't waste your breath asking me what they were singing because I have no idea.
I don't even remember the music video in this one.
Yep.
I will say the one actor who is the character Evan looks like Anthony from Smosh. He has that emo haircut, and the entire time that's all I was thinking about. That actor, by the way, is named. Hold on, don't you worry. I have the name up right here. If IMDb will load, people at home.
Come on, Dan. People have
Cody
things to do.
Longo.
Cody Longo. Thank you for that information, Dan. He
Now you
played
know.
Evan,
He played Evan, who looked like Anthony from Smosh.
and he hasn't had any career like mostly everybody in these movies.
Well, he has
Uh,
passed away, so I don't think he'll have. I don't think he's going to be in,
well,
much else.
I'm an insensitive bitch. He
Yeah, I
shouldn't have
didn't.
died. Maybe he would have had a better career.
I can't help you there.
Let's see how he died.
How he died, I don't know what to say.
Let's see. I hope he didn't fucking knock himself off. I'm gonna feel like a bastard.
How would you, if he didn't? Why would you not still feel like a bastard?
In 2020, Lorengo was arrested on a domestic assault charge. In the following year, he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault in relations to an accusation of sexual assault on a minor. Longo was found
Good
dead
Lord.
at his home in Austin, Texas on February 8th, 2023, at the age of 34. A representative told the New York Times that the suspected cause was alcohol poisoning. Longo has struggled with alcoholism for some years prior to his death. There you go. He was in Piranha
Now we
3D,
know. He was in. I don't remember who he was in Piranha though, so I couldn't help you there.
and he was in Death House. Was that movie with like they promoted it, had like all those people from back in the day?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that movie.
apparently it was pretty bad. I never saw it.
It's also the final film performance of Cody Longo before his death in 2023.
2023.
There you go.
Good
So,
Lord.
he was a drunk. Unfortunate, but he shouldn't have sexually assaulted a minor. Got what he deserved.
Yeah,
Piece
don't
of shit.
sexually assault minors.
Yep.
Not a popular thing to do.
That's the one thing
Um,
Jeremy stands ground on.
Yeah, if there's one thing controversial filmmaker Jeremy Freeman is anti, above all else, do not sexually assault a minor.
Mr. Cody Longo, so you got what you deserve.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so bring it on. 5, bring it on. Finish. Fight to the finish.
Fight to the finish, Jeremy.
5 out of 10 for me. It has a plot.
Yeah, I'm probably 5. I'll give it a 5.
Wow, look at you. Somehow you gave the third one the worst fucking rating. I have no idea how.
Don't worry, it's not the worst one. There's one that is much worse.
Yep, and that one is called Bring It On Worldwide. #CheerSmack from the year 2017.
Welcome to the SmackDown. Over 20 teams are competing from 12 countries.
Rebel, you've been cheersmack.
Du bist Cheersmack.
We're gonna take you down.
There's a better way you could have said that.
The rules of the SmackDown are simple. There are no rules.
You nervous?
Cheerleaders don't get nervous. We get ready.
Yes, the movie is called Bring It On Worldwide, hashtag Cheersmack. Lord have mercy. All right, here's the synopsis. The Bring It On installment focuses on the rebels as they accept a virtual cheerleading battle against the truth. Directed by Robert A. Toohey. He
Robert
has gone on,
Ratatouille.
yep, he has gone on to direct such classics as You Got Served, Beat the World, which is the sequel to You Got Served.
Of
And
course.
that's about it.
Wow.
A bunch of more movies that nobody has seen. One movie with Billy Zane. He
What movie is
wrote
that?
he wrote the classic films Codenamed The Cleaner and
Starring Cedric the Entertainer, of course.
and Lucy Liu. He seems to be more of a writer than a director. He wrote Honey 3, Honey 4, which might be a future franchise
Wait,
show.
I didn't know there was a fourth Honey. I thought there was
Yep.
just the three by that guy who directed the other Bring It On.
Nope, there's 4 Honeys.
Good Lord.
He directed Stomp the Yard. And like I said,
Okay.
codenamed The Cleaner. So again, another guy who hasn't done absolutely shit. And there's a good reason for that. Because this movie, as you could expect, fucking sucks balls.
It's not. There's not really a kind way to put it.
If you thought the fourth movie had a lot of bad green screen, I mean, this movie has so much bad. Oh my God, this movie fucking sucks.
Now, it's important to note here there's a gap of time between to the finish and worldwide. I keep wanting to call it SmackDown, but no, worldwide. Fuck's it called Cheer Smack. That was
excuse me, it's hashtag Cheer Smack.
Hashtag Cheer Smack. I'm sorry, my bad.
Get the title right.
I apologize to everybody listening. It's hashtag Cheer Smack. We're going from 2009 to 2017, so we have an 8-year gap there. So you think amount of time, people are like, when's the next Bring It On movie? I mean, hey, we just had the first Final Destination in almost 15 years, so we have the return to Bring It On, and it somehow feels even more dated than the previous ones, even though this is a more contemporary entry, in part because you're dealing with now a social media age. Everyone's got Instagram and Facebook, and they are talking like someone who has just joined social media because they're saying stuff in real life.
STFU,
hashtag
Cheersmack.
And I should also say, just like the Pitch Perfect movies, they rephrase like cheer into like a different adjective. They'll be like, "Oh, this is like cheerlicious," or something like that. Where in the Pitch Perfect movies, they would say like, "Suck at that." So it's like they're doing their own
take a
version of that
fucking
because
pickaxe to my head and kill me.
That's a terrible hashtag, Jeremy. No one's going to use hashtag. It's terrible.
Fucking cringy ass movie.
It's not good. I mean, to their credit, if I gotta give them any kind of credit, I will say they at least tried a different plot. It's not just. I mean, it does end up being the same plot at the end, but there is a mystery angle. They're doing the public performance, and all of a sudden they have these screens up, and then all of a sudden they get a message from this kind of anonymous cheer team that they're saying like we're coming after you, we're gonna beat you and all that stuff, and you're like, man, what is going on? But ultimately, by the end, it does end up becoming just another Cheer Squad versus Cheer Squad with a reveal that makes me scratch my head.
But this one has cheer squads from all over the world.
That.
That's why it's worldwide.
That is very true, but they only show a couple of countries, and they're all like in one like gym each, so it could be shot anywhere.
Yep, this has like a worldwide online competition at the end about all these people battling against this mysterious group called the Truth, and you have like German and Hong Kong and a whole bunch of other different countries all competing in this online competition with this stupid bitch. What's the name of the character? That stupid black bitch who's the
Oh my god.
cheer goddess. God, what a fucking
Vivica A. Fox, she's a good
what
actress,
a
Jeremy.
well, I don't know what the fuck she was smoking being in this movie. She's like, oh, she talks like an Oprah type. Oh, boy, let me talk to you, cheer goddess. It's like fucking shoot me.
They give her one set, which is a very,
Green screen
very white
base.
room. Of at least the foreground was like a set. The background I don't remember. But yeah, they keep cutting back to her there, and she sits on the couch. She does live streams with like live Q&As with a lot of the cheer people. The one of the things with this one that I thought was kind of a turn off is that the main character in this I thought was mostly just kind of unlikable. I thought that I understand the point of having her being unlikable. She has to kind of get back to basics, get her friends back when everything kind of is going right for her and things are going good. I think it's not the action's fault. I think it's just how she's playing it. It's just very, not necessarily smug, but it's much like kind of narcissistic. I can't really explain it. Also, the dialogue in this is extremely questionable, including a line that is, what is this? Get ready to use your data because RAM's unlimited. Or my plan's unlimited. That makes more sense than my RAM's. I can't read my own handwriting. It's pretty rough. And it's not very good. I think this is, at this point, the weakest in the franchise. Because it's also kind of dull as well. It's a little too long.
It is way too long. It's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Something like that. I think the runtimes on Vudu and on IMDb are different because I thought that it said it was an hour 40 something, but on IMDb it says an hour 35. So either way, it's a little too long for this kind of film because now I don't know if, I mean, does it even matter if we spoil the reveal on this? I mean, no one's listening to this, I would assume. But the actual reveal of the doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because it's the team that she's on trying to teach her a lesson about being a pain in the ass, but it's sort of like they're sabotaging their own team in public. And also, even when she does find out very awkwardly, they're still like, well, we already have a team here, so we might as well be a competitive team against yours. It's like, well, why didn't you just do it to begin with? Why do you have to go through this whole rigmarole of trying to teach the main girl a lesson? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it goes back to the fact that, during this time period, the anonymous, white mask bullshit was very hot and popular. So, of course, they're trying to capitalize on that bullshit.
I feel like even at this, it's already not like, I don't know. I for 2017, I don't think it was as big like the online anonymous kind of 4chan thing as it was in like 2011.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember.
I remember being kind of in like high schoolish where people were like, oh, 4chan and the vendetta mask. But 2017 is like, I mean, relatively recent. So I mean,
I
comparatively.
don't know who fucking bought this movie.
Bought this movie? Well, you did on Vudu.
Yeah, but do you think like people who were like watching Bring It On in 2000 were like, hey, can't wait for the next Bring It On worldwide hashtag cheer smack to come out? Like,
well, I think that's kind of what I was saying before is that with the first five, you're going from 2000 to 2009. And I think that time period right there, you have the DVD boom, you have that. And so at this point, maybe I'm just guessing. I have no whatever. I'm guessing, sales declining, Blu-rays coming in, people are moving over, not buying DVDs as much. That okay, you have this period of time where Universal's like, hey, we have this Bring It On property. It's still popular. People have like an affinity for at least the first film, so let's try to bring it back, make it contemporary. And then we get this, which on paper, I get it, that's cool, but again, the script on this one is pretty rough, and like the rest of them, the love stuff just does not work. These characters have nothing in common. They have no charisma with one another, and it feels like you almost just shouldn't have the love plot in there. Just have it be
because he's like a graffiti artist, like bad boy graffiti artist who all of a sudden becomes a dancer at the end of the movie. He decides to join the squad, and it makes no fucking sense.
That guy's job didn't make any sense either. He was a professional graffiti artist and for like buildings and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like that can't be that long term of a job because how many people who are owning these buildings are going to let you just casually graffiti them? Like, doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, the diner they were in was it, I don't know if that's a real diner or a set, but my gosh, that was one brightly lit diner. And I
Yeah.
just thought of that now. And it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I just wanted to mention it because I remembered that diner that looked like it was from Saved by the Bell. Um,
I just
there's
feel like it
also,
goes back to like the Harvey Weinstein days where they're like, well, we got to keep the rights to the name. Time to make a new movie. And this is what they came up with.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was either or, if they were going to lose the, well, I mean, I did Universal distributed the first one, right?
Yeah, they did all these.
Okay, so I'm thinking like they wouldn't like it's not like a Friday the 13th situation. So I think I would imagine it's more so they're just like, hey, we have property, we can maybe make some money off of a new entry. It's like if you did a new like Legally Blonde movie or something like that. It's like, well, it's
Yeah,
popular enough, we can. And I think there actually might be a new Legally Blonde being made. I'm not exactly
I'm pretty
sure,
sure
but
there is.
I think they're thinking like also to mention the Bring It On musical that was on Broadway, I think, which
Yeah, but no one
I
cares about
don't know
that.
anything about. Yeah, we're talking about the films, guys. We're not talking about Broadway.
Yeah, we have
Partly
penises.
done by what's his name from Hamilton, Lynn Manuel something, who did Hamilton, and I think he did that one too, or he had some involvement with it.
And he
Anyways,
did
doesn't
that.
matter.
I think he did that in the Heights one too, right?
Yes, I think he did something else too, or maybe it was
Crazy
just those
Rich
two. I'm not
Asians,
exactly
right?
sure.
Or the director of In the Heights did
Did
Crazy
he direct
Rich
that?
Asians.
I didn't know that. It's interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
uh-huh. Okay. Should we?
Huh.
Oh, 3 out of 10. It's absolutely shit movie.
Oh, what I 3 out of 10. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm at 3 out of 10. It's pretty rough. Uh,
Yeah.
I think this is I would say at this point my least favorite in the series because as much as I'm not a fan of All or Nothing, there's still good things in there. I like the soundtrack on that. It's not boring. This one, even for 2017, a little behind on the times, but
Yeah.
they bring it back. It doesn't really work. So, what can you do next?
Make a slasher movie, of course.
There you go.
Bring it on. Cheer or Die from the year 2022, a sci-fi original.
Oh my god, we're so dead!
Diablos.
Bring it on!
Somebody's trying to kill us!
This is so messed up!
With a girl with some of the worst fucking bangs I've ever seen in my life. Let's see.
Yeah.
When a cheerleader squad practices their routine on Halloween weekend in an abandoned school, they are picked off one by one by an unknown killer. Now, you see that synopsis and you say, hey, at least they're trying to do something different. But this movie fucking sucks too. Karen Lamb is the director. Um, she has done such things as what has she directed? It looks
Curse of
like,
Willow Song.
yeah,
What
absolutely fucking nothing.
is
A bunch of
She
shorts.
Venge?
She
Evangeline?
French. Well, let me say, a lady-led
Stadium?
anthology of frightful flicks. Looks like shit. Yeah, she hasn't done absolutely nothing. So hey, why not give her a fucking role to make a movie called Bring It On, Cheer or Die?
Job, not a role.
You know what, Dan? Fuck you.
You said it like she was like in the movie, like she's like an actress, man.
I love the trailer for this. It's like bring on the kills. It's like this movie's kills fucking suck donkey balls.
They're mostly off screen, yeah.
Let's see. When a cheerleader squad practices the routine, I already said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one starts off really weird. It's like this school cheerleading competition where the main cheerleader accidentally, well, not accidentally, purposely slips up the cheerleader in a stunt and she breaks her neck and dies. And now Halloween is haunted as they get picked off one by one. Uh, yeah, this movie
On paper,
sucks.
it sounds good on paper, and I like the idea of like we're gonna take this franchise and we're not just going to do the same thing again. We're going to do something completely different. And maybe even they could have done is maybe make it like maybe not meta or stuff where, but they definitely could have done something with that idea. But I think instead they don't really do anything with it. I would say this is probably my least favorite in the franchise on the grounds that I thought this was the most effort to get through, which is funny because it's only an hour 31, so about the same runtime as the most. But boy, oh boy, this film really felt like it was longer than it was because I understand it's made for sci-fi, but we're at a point now where we have stuff like The Walking Dead and American Horror Story, and television shows that can show graphic content. Uh, and this film just doesn't do anything. All the kills are off screen. The story is just complete nonsense, and then the third act is like a haphazard kind of chase film that really slugs along. Man, I thought that was just a real whimper to end the franchise on.
I thought the girl with the two buns, the wannabe Princess Leia buns, she fucking everybody sucks in this movie, which is not a surprise because everybody sucks in all these movies pretty much.
The killer sucks, man. He knives like the trick isn't moving and he's missing like it's the wall. It happens like a couple of times. I'm like,
in
brother,
one scene they're like all on the
you.
bus, they're all on a bus and they send like taco emojis, which I guess means poontang, which I didn't even know taco meant poontang. I don't know. She sent them back a eggplant, which we all know means purple-headed mule pecker, so I have no idea what that means.
Maybe we're too old for this. I mean, I believe it or not, we're not the target audience for these films, but maybe we're just too old for Cheer or Die. Maybe we're not hip with the times, and maybe
I don't know, man.
This is actually a really that we just don't get.
These movies just all fucking suck, dude. I don't think we're gonna be seeing any more Bring It On movies anytime soon. Maybe they'll
say that,
it.
and then I was gonna say maybe they'll do a reboot. I'm actually surprised they haven't.
Yeah, but who are they gonna cast?
Show. You could get, I don't know, Kaylee Spaney or
that would be all
the chick from Sophie Thatcher, maybe. I don't know. Get like a new up and coming young kind of actress. I don't know. Could be all right. I mean, there's been good high school movies like in the past couple of years. That I don't know. I would say even make it like rated R if you wanted to, so you could have like more kind of natural sounding conversations. With kids like cursing and drinking and but yeah, I don't even think it was a bad idea to make an horror movie. I just don't think that this was the.
Yeah, you got to give them credit. They at least wanted to like try to do something different, but it like balances like it's kind of like goofy like all the other movies, and then it tries to be like horror in some parts. Its tone is very all over the place.
No, it's a good point.
It just doesn't work.
It's not interesting. When it's serious, it's not interesting. Comedic, it's not funny, so it's like that balance between the both doesn't really work itself out. Because you watch the trailer online, it's like yes, that Bring It On, make it a horror movie, and then you watch it and it's just like this could have been called anything. I mean, this is like they're just cheerleaders. It's not really like you could have called this like Cheer or Die as is, but you call it Bring It On, then we watch it, so I get it. But like I wouldn't be surprised if this was just that movie and they're like, hey, we can put Bring It On it.
Yeah, like I said, it like really tries to be very goofy and over the top like all the other movies, and then all of a sudden it turns into a slasher film, and it's just like not a good slasher film on top of that. Yeah, what a piece of fucking dog shit this movie is.
They could have done something with like the spirit stick too. That would have been like an interesting gag if they had the killer
like shove it up her cooter or something.
I don't know about that. I was thinking more like a nut. I mean, hey, it'd be interesting,
Yeah, like shove her down her throat like a fucking here's your spirit stick, bitch. Now she's dead. Sexual.
I mean, you can do something, man. It's like, hey, don't drop it. And you just like sticks in her body or something like that. And I don't know,
And you'd have to get canceled like me. It would be funnier.
Shit, man.
Yeah, man. What a Marlo Zimmerman. What a name, Marlo Zimmerman. I wonder if this person used to have a penis.
That sounds like a noir character.
I bet you this person's trans. I bet you. Interesting. I'd even look it up.
This also has Missy Pyle in a small role.
Missy Pyle?
She was
Oh yeah, she was the annoying
Big
principal.
Fish, Gone Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh Man,
She's like a big actress.
yep. But obviously she needed to
Very
pay the
interesting. Very interesting.
bills.
Hey, don't we all?
I don't know. If somebody came to me and said, "Do you want to work on Bring It On 8?" I would say, "Suck my balls."
If your production crew were like Jeremy, we're doing 8, you're not going to say no to that. You're going to say, all right, me and what's his name, the bear, and what's her name, Opus. We'll do it
No,
and
I
bring
would
it on 8.
probably
We'll work on the production. Bring it on
say
8.
I would say no.
I don't think you would. I think
I
that's too good of a deal.
100,000, 2,000,000, 8,000, and 78% chance I would say no.
We would have an insider first look from your perspective working on the production. All our questions could be answered. Like, did they consider using a spirit stick? Something like that. But I guess we'll never know unless they do a Bring It On
What
8
am I going
thing.
to have the characters from Desert Fiend to show up and start murdering everybody?
Why not? Hey, we'll get Cool Dude to direct it. We'll kickstart
It's going to be in the Cool Duder canon.
it. Yeah, might as well. I don't know.
Yeah,
But Bring It On 8. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. It's mostly just kind of dull.
it's
Um,
bringing on 7. Get it right.
oh shit, it really is Bring It On 7. Good lord. All right, Bring It On 7 then.
Yeah,
Sophia, what do you?
I'm just happy the franchise is dead, it seems. I don't think they're going to make another one. They keep saying it's the final one, so I hope that's the case. 4 out of 10. Piece of donkey shit.
Four?
I got to give them credit they at least tried to do something different. It's
So
watchable.
you say this is better than In
Yes, it's
It and
better.
worldwide hashtag cheers back?
Absolutely better. Yes.
Good lord, Freeman. No, this movie is like a 2. This is the worst
No,
series.
it's probably the
This is
third
so
worst.
boring.
It is boring, but at least it's like a horror movie kind of.
I mean, I don't know. I just want pretty soon. Like halfway through, I was like, man, I'm not invested in this. It's just really a missed opportunity more than anything else.
Yeah. What a stupid idea to watch this shit.
This was your idea, brother.
It is, but it's an amazing idea to watch franchises that people don't talk about, such as future
It is a good idea.
episodes. 2 future episodes: Sniper, 11 films; Kickboxer has 7 films; Beethoven has 8 films; American Pie, 9 films; Marine, 6 films; Police Academy, 7 films; Baby Geniuses, 5 films; Dr. Dolittle, 5 films; Dragonheart, 5 films; Kenny Rogers is the Gambler, 5 films. Most of those are 4.5 hours long. House Party, five
Yeah, that's more
films.
like 10 films.
Yeah, Spy Kids, 5 films. Step Up, 6 films. Universal Soldiers, 6 films. So Ernest, 9 films. Home Alone, 5 films. Air Bud, 14 films. The Bowery Boys, 48 films, which I have all those. So
That'll be
lots of
the series finale.
franchises left to still talk about, Daniel. What are we going to do
Hey,
next?
man.
Sniper? Are we going to do
You,
Sniper?
you know what? This episode was for the ladies, even though you're saying a bunch of crazy stuff. So we'll do one for the dudes next time.
All
We'll
right,
do
we're
we'll
gonna
do
do
Sniper.
Sniper, which started off as a franchise that started in 1993, and then they didn't make a sequel all the way up until 2002, and then after that they pumped them out from 2011 until now, pretty regularly. So it seems like though from Sniper 4 has Chad Michael Collins in all of them. So that's pretty good. At least it has some sort of similar characters throughout all the movies, unlike this one, which seems like
Yeah,
it's
more of
just
a thread through
title
them.
only. So will they be as entertaining? I am going to guess. I don't know. Roger Ebert gave the first one 3 out of 4 stars. So, I mean,
If you give Bring It On.
let me see. Roger Ebert, Bring It On. He gave it 2 out of 4.
That
I
it's
jump,
like
you
kind
can
of.
look, but don't you hump. That's the major. I'm a major. I will roar. I swear I'm not a whore. We cheer as we lead. We act like we're on speed. Hate us because we're beautiful, but we don't like you either. We're cheerleaders. These
Is
lyrics
that
from the opening musical number bring it on, yet another example of the most depressing trend of the summer of 2000 the cynical attempt by Hollywood to cram R-rated material into a PG-13 movie. This is not done to corrupt our children, but even worse, with complete indifference to their developing values. I mean, he's not wrong.
I thought the first part of what he was saying was just his review. I'm like, what
Bring
the
It
hell is he
On
talking
shows every
about?
evidence of beginning life as a potentially funny, hard-edged, R-rated comedy. There's a raunchy language, a half-noon locker room scene, jokes about sex, and those startling cheerleader songs. I smiled at the songs I might have enjoyed if the movie was any good. There you go. So I don't think
It's
Mr.
pretty negative
Ebert,
for a 2 out of 4.
yeah. As an entry in the PG-13 category, it's not as appalling as Coyote Ugly, which basically instructs young girls that there's money to be made in the bimbo business.
That could be another podcast, the bimbo business.
But it illustrates the same point. The MPAA's rating system, having the first denied American moviegoers any possibility of a workable adult category, is now bustily corrupting the PG-13 rating. So it seems like Mr. Ebert was not a fan of Bring It On.
Which, if only he was here to talk about the rest of these Bring It On movies, even though they were straight to DVD. So,
okay, here we go. Bring It On writer remembers her father confronting Roger Ebert over negative review. So I guess there's a lot of history here.
damn, man.
So Dan, what do you think about Bring It On franchise? Piece of shit, right?
I wouldn't go that far. I think they're just kind of products of their time. I think more so my main thing that I kind of come back to is that they are fascinating reflections of the time they were made, the different styles,
Fascinating.
music.
Get the fuck out of here.
My man, let me finish my damn sentence, young man. I was saying they're fascinating reflections of the time they were made. The styles, the fashion, the music. It's all interesting. The movies themselves are not very good, but again, I am not the target audience, so maybe somebody who is a high schooler or a cheerleader will get something more out of it than two old men sitting here talking about these movies. Now, Mr. Freeman, what do you think?
Absolutely horrendously.
Walter Matthau.
Absolutely horrendous franchise from second film onwards. I mean, God, I don't know. Are they better than Fred?
No, I think the Fred trilogy is better.
Some of them are better, but some of them are way worse.
Wait, okay, would you say the first 3 Bring It Ons are better or worse than the first 3 Freds? Well, the only 3 Freds.
100%. They're better than Fred.
I think I like Fred more.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro. Come on, dude.
What? I got a couple laughs out of those Fred movies.
Camp I Want a PP is better than
That's gold.
Fucking... Oh, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Camp I Want a PP is better than being sexually harassed at high school.
Or in real life.
Or in real life.
Yeah.
Especially Camp I Want a PP. Yeah, I mean,
Kristen Dunst has had a really interesting career. She gets fucking sexually assaulted in the credits, and she has to sit next to a guy that says, "I like Hitler." I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Did you ever watch Fargo when that was on?
No.
The show? She was on one of the when I was watching TV, and she's really good on that. She has a season with Jesse Plemons, who I think she's married to, and she's very good in that. But yeah, like Melancholia is great. She's a good actress. She doesn't,
What's that movie that she's naked in with Ryan Reynolds? Not Ryan Reynolds, the other Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Gosling. All Good Things, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Next movie.
Great knockers.
That's a true story. That was all right. I don't remember. She's nude in Melancholia as well.
Yes. But not as impressive as in the last one.
But you'll see.
In
the last one.
Yeah. No one's going to listen to this, but that's okay. I still had to sit through 7 Bring It On movies.
That's all right.
We're going to talk about Sniper.
Yeah. Whenever, by the time we get to the next episode, I'm sure there'll probably be a new Sniper movie out. So we'll take it.
And if you like to listen to Dan's porn movies, there's somewhere down below, I guess.
Yep. New episode coming next week or 2 weeks.
What movies are you talking about on that episode, Daniel?
We're going to be talking about Water Power, controversial Water Power, starring Jamie Gillis, about the Enema Bandits. That episode will be either next week or 2 weeks. I've been kind of lazy about it. Jeremy, would you like to talk about Water Power with me on that episode?
No. It sounds torture.
Do you still do YouTube videos, or are you retired from that?
I'm done.
But never say never, Jared. Stop bringing on.
I only come on here to talk about shitty franchises that no one likes to talk about.
Well, maybe you'll make a comeback and we'll go like, man, NES Rule 22, he's back. He's talking about bringing on Cheer or Die. It's a good day, you know?
What a shitty movie.
But I'll link your channel below.
Okay.
What a franchise.
What a franchise that nobody's going to watch.
Except for us.
Yep, and I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm going to study Taco Bell menu. So
one last thing before tie it all back to the beginning is that if you look up "Bring It On" franchise on YouTube, Lucas, the actor or the guy who played Fred, did a video about the franchise, and watch him talk about it.
How long is his video?
About a half hour. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it pop up.
All right, I'm gonna go watch it right now as I study Taco Bell menu.